Hey team, it's Jetty from Again Faster, coming at you today with the first of many videos, I hope, looking at facility management, I guess, and how that relates to being a gym owner in this day and age. Out of all the conversations that I've had with gym owners over the last few years, especially, facility management is something that's pretty time consuming and can be costly. So just looking to bring as much information or expertise as I can to hopefully plant some seeds for you gym owners out there that can help, in the day-to-day running of your facility. So member retention is, one of the biggest aspects of running a gym, I feel. Obviously, members are the lifeblood of your business. They are your community. They are kind of what keeps you, going and motivated, helping that member base or helping those people on an individual level, every day. I guess that's why I would say that most of us do it. Member retention being as important as it is, that member experience within that space is, what keeps those members there, and that's what gives you that member retention. So in terms of member retention, I feel like there's two pieces to that. The first one is definitely people and programming, coaching staff, yourself, other members, and how they interact and the programming and how, the results that they get and how much they love, moving through the program that you're providing. And the next part is definitely facility, the experience that they have when they first walk in. Facility is, it's equipment, it's the layout of that space, that training space in general, and how functional, safe, usable it is, and how that positively or negatively affects the member training in that space. I'm sure you can agree that, having relatively enough space for, your class cap to kind of operate, and, enough gear that people aren't lining up in 3s or 4s to kind of use the good bar, the bar that spins better, or the bumper plates that don't rattle, that are fully together. Those kinds of things really, make training in that space a good one. I'm sure that members are fairly forgiving of those things for long periods of time. I know in my time, CrossFit gyms, I would say, especially forgiving for a long period of time, but they definitely notice when there's fresh kit, that comes in, or things are maintained, or they can, that bar that they once weren't able to use was replaced with a bar that could be used, or at least just cleaned up, or maintained, or whatever it might be. They definitely notice and value those pieces, especially, paying a membership, which in this day and age, functional fitness or CrossFit membership is pretty exy, anywhere from kind of $40 to $60 a week. So for them to definitely know that they're receiving the value that they're paying for in a space, I guess the layout and how well maintained or thought out the training gear and space is a big part of that. And so two things that I hear the most out of all the conversations that I've had are, I'm on the phone to a gym owner and they'll be like, I've had some feedback from my members for the last 12 months or 18 months or whatever it might be, and some feedback on, I don't know, the tens are, the rings are coming out of the middle of the tens and they're a bit rattly, so they can only kind of use them for squats or deadlifts or kind of more static movements, not like a snatch or a clean where the bar's got to come down because it wobbles and they don't like that, or the bar doesn't spin very well, so when they're snatching, the bar doesn't roll the way it needs to roll, and so they're passing that feedback on. And it's taken that long, that 12 or 18 months, to kind of get to this point because gym owners just don't have time. I feel like you guys, you do so much, you wear so many hats, and so to actually have the time to action those requests or those pieces is a tough one for sure. And then on top of that, it's, you know, it might be like a cash injection. You know, it could be a couple of grand just to replace some tens or whatever it might be. Even if it's a grand, you know, it's not really spend, I find, that gym owners plan for. And so it just becomes this whole thing. You know, it's like time to actually go through and assess the space and what's working and what's not, you know, outside of maybe just the few pieces of kit that the members are coming back with, and then also actually getting to the point where you're actually looking to spend a little bit of cash outside of the 1,000 other things that are capital intensive in owning and operating a gym. You know, as I said, it kind of becomes this whole thing, and can be pretty tricky to navigate through that. So I just wanted to really talk about then solution, and the solution to that as a problem is, you know, spending a small amount of time and coming up with some kind of a maintenance plan. You might have a staff member that you know, could work an extra hour a month, maybe even. You know, it's sometimes it's not that long, even just to do kind of a quick assessment through the gym. It's something that you might not have time to do, you know, with bookkeeping and all of the other things that are going on. So definitely, I think putting together a strategy for actual maintenance for the equipment. There's obviously cardio pieces of equipment there as well. There is barbells, bumpers, even things like storage, you know, within the gym, flooring, plyo boxes, all of those things that, you know, clients have the nature of falling over or tripping or it being unsafe, I think, or even just using, you know, having that positive experience when going to use that piece of equipment in a training session, I think is really important. So kind of trying to create some kind of a maintenance strategy around all of those pieces of kit. So it would be kind of creating a list of the things that need maintaining, and then ideally maybe, you know, I know some gym owners have assigned members to it and have provided, you know, discounted membership for that. I think, you know, staff in your gym, it's good that they're familiar with that kit and how it works, especially if they're looking at running sessions. You know, that's a big one too. So, but just maintenance in general and coming up with a plan, if it's on a month to month or quarterly, is better than nothing, you know. I think that, you know, you're positively affecting your members' experience through doing that. And then like the next part of that is coming up with some kind of a replacement policy as well. So, you know, when a piece of kit gets to a certain point, whether it be a barbell or a bunch of barbells or bumpers or, you know, cardio pieces of equipment, when you know, you've replaced too many parts too many times, you know, as I said, flooring and plyo boxes, all medicine balls are a big one, you know, if they're not kind of caught correctly on the down. Those are the things that over time will just need replacing because they get a beating day in, day out. It could be 4 years between replacements for certain pieces, you know, depending on the lifespan of a certain product. And so in conclusion, I think you can really see the link between that facility management piece and member experience, therefore member retention. You know, it's obviously a big chunk of what you guys do, and you're so busy all the time. It's important to try and spend that little bit of time, that little chunk, implementing those things or creating a strategy. And if you need help with that stuff, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for any questions. I just love a chat in general. You know, I think what we're trying to do here at AF is help gym owners create, you know, training spaces that encourage their member base and that keep members coming back forever and bringing people with them. You know, it's so important to be able to like positively affect, I guess, the world and its health and fitness journey. You know, we can play a small part in that by helping you, you know, strategize or create strategies that retain members and keep them coming back. And so that's what we're kind of set out to do. You know, it's not just the equipment piece in general, it's facilities as a whole, and partnering with gym owners to create, and their staff to create better experiences for their members and keep them training in your gym. So if you need a hand in implementing any of that, or as I said, just are up for a chat, feel free to reach out to me. You can shoot me something in the comments. I'll come back to everyone, or on socials, on any of the social channels that we exist. I'd love to speak with you, or just get to know you guys better. But hopefully I'll see you on the next video.